Okay, so today we're going to dive into something pretty wild. A company that has this incredibly bold plan to tackle one of the biggest challenges we're facing, the absolutely massive energy crisis being kicked off by artificial intelligence.
This is the question that's hanging over the entire tech world right now. We keep hearing about all these amazing breakthroughs in AI, right? But the thing is, behind every single one of those models is a data center that is just unbelievably thirsty for electricity. So the real question is, where on earth is all that power going to come from?
Just look at this number. By 2030, data centers are on track to use 945 terawatt-hours of power every single year. To give you some scale, that's more electricity than a huge industrial country like Germany uses today. This isn't just a little bump, it's a massive, seismic surge in demand that our power grids were just never designed to handle.
And here's the reality of where we are right now. More than half of all the world's electricity still comes from burning fossil fuels like coal and gas. So are we really going to power this AI revolution by just burning more stuff? That's not a real solution. We need something fundamentally new.
And this is where a company called Liquid Dynamics comes in. Now, they're not just trying to build another power plant. They're proposing a whole new platform. The idea is to combine clean energy with the ability to create other things we need, all designed to give us reliable, carbon-free power for all sorts of industries that are facing this exact problem. So this is their big idea, right? And you really have to pay attention to two words here, dispatchable and modular. These words are the absolute key. They represent a totally different way of thinking about how we make power. And honestly, they're the secret sauce to their whole approach.
So what does modular even mean?
Well, the easiest way to think about it is like energy Legos. Instead of spending years building one gigantic custom power plant from scratch, you mass produce these standardized blocks in a factory. This just crushes the construction time and cost, and it means you can build exactly what you need, from a small unit for a factory all the way up to a massive plant for an entire city.
Okay, so that brings us to the other magic word, dispatchable. This is so important. Unlike wind or solar, which obviously depend on the weather, dispatchable power is power on demand. You flip a switch when you need it, you turn it off when you don't. That gives you the constant 24/7 reliability that things like data centers, hospitals, and our entire grid absolutely have to work.
All right, but look, you can have the most amazing tech in the world, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: cost. In the energy game, there's a key number that determines if you're the real deal or not. And for Liquid Dynamics, they're chasing a specific number that would let them go head-to-head with pretty much everyone. And that metric is something called the Levelized Cost of Energy, or LCOE for short. Basically, it's the total all-in price tag to produce a unit of electricity over the entire life of a power plant. You could forget all the marketing hype. This is the number that tells you if a power source is actually affordable. It's the ultimate measuring stick.
Okay, so let's look at the numbers. Liquid Dynamics is aiming for this sweet spot of $70 to $90 per megawatt hour. Now, look at the other players on this table. That puts them right in the ring with a brand new natural gas plant. And it makes them way cheaper than new coal, way cheaper than new nuclear, and especially cheaper than those expensive diesel generators a lot of data centers have to use for backup power. See, once you hit that magic number on cost, everything changes. You're not just a niche player anymore. Suddenly, you're a serious option for multiple, absolutely massive industries. So let's take a look at the battlefield and see how this one solution could play out across 4 huge markets.
First up, the big one, the utility sector. We're talking about the backbone of our entire energy system, the companies that provide that reliable 24/7 power that our homes and cities just can't live without.
And believe me, utilities have a ton of headaches right now. They've got to retire all these old coal plants, they're dealing with a surge in demand from things like EVs, and they have to figure out how to back up renewables when the sun isn't shining. A clean, modular, and dispatchable power source? It's kind of the perfect fit. Next up are the businesses that really make our economy hum. We're talking factories, hospitals, shipping ports, you name it. These are the places that absolutely cannot afford a power outage, ever. For these guys, an unreliable grid and soaring electricity bills are a huge problem. Having their own on-site power source, it's what we call behind-the-meter generation, because it's on their side of the electric meter. It gives them the freedom and cost control they need to stay in business.
And this brings us full circle, right back to where we started, the absolutely bottomless appetite for energy from data centers and the whole AI boom.
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? This isn't some gentle slope upwards, it's a rocket ship. The grid in a lot of places literally can't keep up. That's forcing these data center companies to go out and find their own dedicated on-site power solutions.
Now, the fourth and final market. This one's a bit more of a long game, but honestly, it could be the biggest of them all, finally replacing the fossil fuels that power our trucks, our ships, and our planes. Think about it. Over 90% of the way we move things around still runs on oil. To fix that, we need incredible amounts of clean fuels that we can actually store and transport. Stuff like clean hydrogen or synthetic fuels. This platform can be built right at ports and logistic hubs to make those fuels exactly where they're needed most.
So that's the grand vision. But a vision without a plan is just a dream, right? So let's look at the roadmap. Liquid Dynamics has a pretty clear 24-month countdown to take this tech from an idea into a real commercial product.
So they're starting small with commercial pilots in the next 6 months. Then, inside of 18 months, they plan to build their first transport energy hub, and this is the really crucial part, publish a verified LCOE to prove their costs are real. After that, it's all about scaling up to power those huge data centers and replacing more old fossil fuel plants.
So here's the big takeaway from all of this. While solving that AI energy crisis is the thing that grabs all the headlines, the real ambition here is so much bigger. This isn't just a niche play on data centers. It's a shot at building a universal power platform that could become the foundation for huge parts of the global economy. Which leaves us with one last massive question. To power our future, we need energy that's clean, reliable, and affordable. Getting all three of those at once has been the holy grail. So could an approach like this one, modular, dispatchable, and cost-competitive, actually be the universal key we've been searching for?